out here in my bee barn, communing with my bees. I just set the stage. It's 4 degrees Celsius in here. I believe that's 40 Fahrenheit for those who use that antiquated system. I'm here to install 4 brood minders. I bought some brood minders recently. This is just a little device. It's got a little battery in there, electronics. It connects via Bluetooth to your smartphone. What they don't tell you in the sales literature is it doesn't connect very well to your Android device. So if you're an Android user, you might want to reconsider spending money on this. I spent all my money before I realized the problems I was having were inherent in the app or the device, one or the other. Apparently they've put a lot of effort into their Apple customers to make sure they have a good experience, but they definitely have not achieved that kind of experience for their Android users, unfortunately. And they don't tell you that before they take all your money, but whatever. These are temperature sensors, and I want to just monitor the temperature fluctuations in my insulated hives as compared to the non-insulated hives. I'm actually going to take the insulation off 2 of these and put brood minders in them, and then put brood minders in 2 that are insulated, just so that I could see the differences between the insulated and non-insulated. I'm not as much concerned with the instantaneous value of that temperature. I'm interested in the fluctuation of that temperature. I believe here in the building the temperature will kind of level out because it's a constant temperature in here, but in 3 to 6 weeks I will be moving these outdoors, and at that time I want to see what the outdoor day-night fluctuations and solar gain fluctuations, the effects those have on the hives, on the colonies. I've been learning that temperature stability in a hive is very important, and I'm not convinced that we're getting that with our simple wooden boxes, particularly in a cold climate such as where I live here. Our shoulder seasons can be dramatically, cold and hot with daily fluctuations. Our summer times get pretty warm, but I mean not very, very hot like some places in the world. So I'm dressed up. I'm going to put my veil on. I may put my gloves on. I just have to crack these, lay this in here. What happens is I lay that in, and the little sensor is on this end. So I lay that in, and this end sticks out. It's got an identifier on the end, and I can even write with a marker on there, just write a number or a name or something. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, first of all, just to make things a little easier to manage, you can name these. However, I don't think I'm going to. They have unique IDs, and that's fine, but I will mark them 1, 2, 3, 4 with my marker and lay them out in like fashion. See, here's a quality control problem. 4789D5. That's a kind of an ID that I recognize from the IT world. But all of these, without exception, marked 4189D5. They're all 47s in actuality, but they're labeled wrong. This is 41. So that's a quality control problem. So I'm just going to mark these with my marker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully this marks on there. They don't give you much space. Put their label right smack in the middle of everything. I don't want to get rid of that label. I want to see that. So I'll distribute these to my hive so I don't get mixed up. And I'm going to take my insulation off last, because the disruption of that will work the bees up. Now, because I use migratory covers and two-way pallets, I can't stick the tab on the little temperature sensor out the front. But that's okay, because out the side works better for me anyway, the way I manage my hives. I'm going to try to do this without gloves so that I'm not fumbling around. I might regret that. But here goes. I just got to crack that and slide it in. They're going to hate me for this. I hear them. So you gotta go in right about that far, right? There's comb in there. Oh boy. They don't like me at all. Okay. I won't push it down tight. There's bees there. We'll wait for them to settle down. Why do that 3 more times? These are strong hives too. They're not fond of this kind of activity this time of year. Much comb in there. Doesn't go in very well. Yikes. That is scary. That is not what I like doing. Trick. Right up. Get it in there, get it close. Man, those are just all honey in the top. That's awesome. They're really well fed. Yeah, they're very, very heavy. Very heavy at this point. That's nice to see. Okay, for my next trick, can't quite get between them. It'll be interesting to see the temperature. What I would expect. What I would expect is that the temperature in the hive will change because I'm removing these panels. Which way? I'm not sure. You could think that maybe there's two things, one or two things could happen. The hive is currently, while it's insulated, it's not working as hard to stay warm. So removing these panels could cool that cluster a little. So the temperature probe, I suppose I could have left it in there for a day to let it equalize and baseline. But what also could happen is the temperature could go up because the bees are compensating for the lack of insulation. One thing I need to do is reset the little databases. Okay, clear device. Yes. Keep going here. successful. Go to the next one. Clear device. Yes. Successful. Go to the next one. Okay. Should be quick. Plug back in the hole. Just got stuck in the neck. That never hurts less, you know. It's stung hundreds of times. That never hurts less. Always hurts. Okay, so that's my control. I think that's what you call it. Science, isn't it? Control. That'll tell me what used to happen with these when I had no insulation at all. And then this will be my test. See what does happen. I'm sure they haven't settled in yet. And right now it is showing me the temperatures. We have 24 degrees, we have 30 degrees, that's warm. And we have 26, and we have 26. 26.7, 26.3. So there's very little difference on these hives over here. But these two are 6 degrees apart. That's interesting. So we'll let it go like that. Come back every few days or a week or so and sync with the device, and it syncs to the cloud. So then I can go on my computer. It's much handier than just a phone. And I can start slicing and dicing data on the computer, making graphs, etc. Wow, this one shows 32.4 degrees. That's interesting. Alright, so here's my little science project. See what happens. I don't know when these will come out of the barn. I usually wait for overnight lows above -10. But with these non-insulated, I don't know. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe I just move these out with those at that sort of a temperature. I hate to lose a couple hives. I don't have that many, so I can't really afford the luxury of losing a lot of hives in the name of science. But this idea of temperature stability has got me very intrigued. And I need some numbers. I'm kind of a numbers guy. I'm not really into going through a lot of expense and complexity and bother. I mean, managing the hives with the insulation is a little bit more of a trouble than not. So if there's no benefit, then why do it? But I think there probably is. I think there probably is. These hives are very heavy. And maybe that's one of the benefits of insulation, that they've not consumed much to keep their temperature. I know you can't see this very well. This nuke actually here is dead. That's why it's sitting on top. Yesterday I pulled down all of my 6-frame nukes. 24, I think. I looked in each of them. For the most part, I liked what I saw. I have a few that have shims and sugar cakes. They seemed a bit light. There's one or two that are a bit weak, but overall they seem to be strong. So I'm happy about that. I was very worried about the nukes. I've not had good success wintering nukes, so I have to figure that out. But these seem to be doing just fine so far. It's the 17th of December. We could have another month to go in here, and things could get nasty. But this nuke did not die because it starved. So that's, you know, it's good news. It looks like the queen died early on, and they didn't have the population. Because it's about half full of feed yet. So that's kind of a good resource to have if I need to feed in the other light ones later on. I've got 6 frames with at least some feed on every frame in there. So that's what's going on in here. And now the stack is kind of short. That's what I was just working on there. So some more nukes there. The stack of hives is a bit shorter in here. I like having them on the floor. I can open them and I can heft them and check them out and help me sleep better in February and March. Anyway, I hope your bees are well, and I hope you're well, and I hope my bees are well. Hope they're well in a month. We'll see what those temperature readings give us. Take care and have fun.